Hello, so today I'm going to be talking about an older piece of collage artwork, and it's actually an analog one, but I thought I would do it on my laptop so I can zoom in on things easier. And I do like doing it with the camera, but sometimes it's just hassle to set up, and this way you can look at things in more clarity. So the background of this, and this is a piece called Imminent Danger, by the way, and I only just recently came up with the title for that. For a very long time, it was untitled. And I just thought this signified the danger, and also that does as well. The thing with the eye looked a bit dangerous, and you can say these are safety gloves. Depends how you want to look at things. But the background here that looks like it looks like if you're a bit of a space nut like I am, it looks almost a bit like swirling clouds in a gas giant. These two bits here remind me of the Eye of Jupiter, especially that one there. But this was just like me sloshing around watercolours on a piece of paper and seeing what happened. So that's the element that I created, and this circuit here is actually from a security tag from some product so long ago I can't even remember what it was. This is like 1999. It may have been a CD or a DVD or something. Most likely back then. It's not like back then they were putting like now where they're putting security tags on things like cheese. Yeah, it was just very expensive things that got things that like CD like the cheapest things that got these kind of tags on back then were like CDs and DVDs. So that's where that came from, and I always have a thing about putting eyes in my artwork, and this eye looks a little ill and bloodshot. So it looks very red. I can't remember where that came from, but yeah. So that also has an element of the danger part of it, because the colour red is always associated with danger and anger and evil. So that's a good representative of that end of things. And I said the gloves, they could look like safety gloves. They're actually, I think they're some kind of like driving gloves or something. If you look at them, yeah, they look like old school driving gloves. You'd see people in there who had these open top cars would use. I'm talking about the really old ones from like the 1920s, that kind of thing, and 30s. And you have here this bit here is, and I've tried to use it for this diver holding the fork and the safety side. I've tried to use that on some kind of thing for a it didn't work, but I think this on its own works very well together and could be actually just be a piece of artwork on itself, or could be plugged into another piece very well. I just like the whole thing. This is when I was obviously early on. My main go-to for these images would be to if I see an image, the thing I can easily do to alter it and to make things a little bit more off kilter is to put things in people's hands that ordinarily wouldn't, that either are not there anyway, but ordinarily wouldn't be there. So you wouldn't expect to see a frogman or a scuba diver, whichever you want to call it, with a giant fork and a danger people are crossing sign. So again, what was put in here was mostly for weirdness, because I didn't, like I said, the title didn't come until very recently, and that can happen sometimes. So the meaning could usually with pieces of artwork like this, the meaning can come from the title or the marriage of the title and the images. So on its own, if it's untitled, sometimes the meaning's not really apparent until I come up with the title or I see a meaning that would inform a title. Sometimes that doesn't come until afterwards. I mean, any other collage artists out there, or even any other kind of artist, painter, sculptor, whatever, the or writers even, the title. Let me know if the meaning comes to you at first, because sometimes I will plot out an exact idea of what I'm doing, and they're usually digital, because then it's easy for me to gather my material. I mean, I've talked about this before with the analog stuff. Not the majority of time, it's something where I'm just leafing through, and I'll just think, oh, this would go with this. Oh, this is a good image to start with, and then I'll look through things that can go with it. Like there's the one where where I have, and I've done a video about this, where a kid is blowing up a balloon, and so within that balloon I inserted, which I found a picture of an eyeball, big picture of an eyeball that fit in it very well. So again, with my obsession with eyes, I could do a whole video based on that, of a slideshow of some of my eyes obsessed artwork. So let me know if you want to see that. And that and fish seem to be used quite a lot as well for some reason. There's just something weird and absurd about fish. I don't know if it's just because as a kid, I grew up with things like the Muppet Show, and you had that guy who would with the penguins who would throw fish. It could have come from that, and there's just something weird and absurd about fish. And like you said, there's a saying, fish out of water. So there's an instant thing about juxtaposition there, and things being not as they should, because a fish can very easily be out of its element. So that could be another reason for it as well. But these are things I just think on after the fact. For the most part, I'm putting things together because, hey, my twisted brain thinks it looks funny, and then I'll see whether it works or not. I've got a whole load of pieces of artwork that I thought would be a good idea and then haven't worked. This is one of the ones that is very simplistic and very not very cohesive, but I think it does. On first glance, it looks that way, but you can make a case for all the things that come together here be to do with danger and security. So you've got even this here is a security tag, but it could be seen. Now, one interpretation could be is the technological state observing people, and with their hands over people, waiting to get them. This could be, but it also could be, like I said, safety gear, safety equipment, against a danger that's coming, or to protect, or for protection. So there are, as always, with pieces like that I think are the most interesting, is where you don't have the clobber over your head image message, which I do like to do anyway as well. Obviously, as anyone's seen the body of my work, I do have a lot of the avert in your face, usually political ideas, but that's because I'm trying to get I'm really trying to explicitly get a message across. Something like this is mostly just for fun. So let me know what you think, whether you like this. I do. I think it stood the test of time after a quarter of a century, if you can believe that. It's so old that I was even. This is just a few years into doing this, and I still had my original name. So you can see from the signature. But it was not so. It's not so old that I wasn't signing stuff at first. Now I'm signing. But by this stage, I'm firmly putting the signature on things regularly. So let me know what you think. Obviously, always like, share, and subscribe. Please do. This all helps me. The comments are great as well, because I like to hear from you, but it also helps with the dreaded algorithm. My description has my link tree, which has my merch links and my socials, my Patreon link, and you may find at the bottom here a thanks button. So that's totally up to you. But if you want to see, like, send a couple of pounds or dollars or whatever my way, that would be absolutely fantastic. That all helps me out. And I shall speak to you soon. Thank you.